Tim Collins will come in today. I'm out with Alabama Attorney General Luther Strange, who was just keynote speaker tonight at the Sheriff's and Citizens Academy graduation. Attorney General Strange, you got a lot of topics. Tell us about the one that touched you the most.
Well, I wanted to thank Sheriff Gentry and all of his team for the Citizens Academy. It's a great way to honor law enforcement and to learn more about what they do every day, put their lives on the line for all of our citizens.
Well, you had a lot to talk about, but the thing that touched me is you got into what law enforcement officers do beyond the day-to-day patrol. It was really touching.
Well, it was great to talk about the things that you don't read about in the headlines, where people stop and buy lunches for people that can't afford a meal, or buy shoes for people who don't have shoes, or even, heaven forbid, help deliver a baby on the side of the road. Those things don't get reported, but they happen all the time out of the goodness of the hearts of our law enforcement folks around the state. It's a story you can't tell often enough.
No, and you did a great job telling. And you also mentioned a law enforcement memorial in Anniston, which I was not fully aware of. That's a great tribute.
Well, it's a great thing. I was honored to participate in the groundbreaking and now the inauguration of this law enforcement memorial. It has over 500 names of the men and women in law enforcement who've lost their lives protecting Alabamians. There have been 18 who've lost their lives since I've been Attorney General in just 6 short years. And so it's an awesome responsibility they undertake. They pay the ultimate price to keep us safe, and we can't honor them enough.
Yeah. Well, I know part of the message you had tonight was about the judicial system, how attorney generals work with law enforcement, and you really got off into a discussion about Supreme Court and the decisions facing voters. Can you touch on that a little bit?
I'd be glad to. You know, the oath I take is to uphold the Constitution of our state and the United States and our laws. And if you think about it, the Constitution is what underpins all of our freedoms, all of our liberties, all of our prosperity in this country. And so the court system is critically important, one part of a chain of justice from the crime scene, as I said, to the courtroom and to the prisons. The Supreme Court hangs in the balance in this coming election. Talked a little bit about that and how significant that is to so many issues facing this country right now.
Well, is it a stretch for me to say that this election is not just about president, it's about who decides who those judges are going to be, correct?
It couldn't be more critical. I think if you had to say the most important result of this election will be who gets to choose the next justices on the Supreme Court of the United States. And so many issues now find themselves before the court. Who makes that decision is critical. And I think folks that went through this academy really appreciate that.
I think you're right. Well, I know you've got lots of people to shake hands and some work still to do. Thanks so much for talking to me.
Glad to be here. Good to see you.